मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
loses versus Bangladesh tomorrow, then Bangladesh qualify. If Pakistan beats Bangladesh and India beats Sri Lanka, all three teams will be on 4 points and net run rate will come into play. So it then gets quite complex. There he is, there's the new captain. Andy Strides is keeping as well, so he's got his work cut out. Hello, Sanjay.
Hello, Mike Hazeman, and welcome one and all. So much to talk about. Crunch game for both sides. Bangladesh playing back-to-back games. They've got another game tomorrow, and that is why it makes you wonder whether the changes have come as a result of that. Did that have some bearing on Bangladesh making so many changes in this very important game as we see these two superstars walk out?
I know it's written about a couple of days ago that Lyndon Das's injury happened literally a couple of days ago at practice, and he aggravated a little bit further, so I think it's common sense that he's on the sidelines.
I think there's another bowling chain that we see which makes sense on just performance and recent form. Shariful Islam didn't have a good game last match, and I'm glad that Tanzim Hassan is back, because when he played for Bangladesh, I don't know why he was left out of the playing 11. Perhaps they were waiting for Shariful to get 100% fit. Tuskin is out, whether that's a matter of it just resting before tomorrow's game, that's open to speculation, but I'm surprised Mahdi Hassan Sheikh hasn't made the playing 11 as well.
Yeah, me too. Fought beautifully in the last game between him and the Fez. They doubled up superbly, actually. Right, here we go. This guy is a serious player. Abhishek Sharma, love watching him play. 21 knocks so far, 700 runs. Strike rate 197. That's ludicrous.
Absolutely ludicrous, ridiculous. And did we ever think, I mean, it's not like it's 5 or 6 matches for somebody who's batting down the order. You can have a strike rate if you're batting at number 6, 7 and just a few innings. He's over 20 matches now, opens the innings, and that's a crazy strike rate, close to 200.
It certainly is. Daunting task when you bowl against these guys. Here we go, let's play. An extra bounce. Running off the splice pretty much, down the third man for one.
Looked out of touch to me, Abhishek Sharma. That first ball, just the one run.
It's a bit rushed, maybe you think, no?
Yeah, just the one run. Looks off colour today. But this is a guy who's got an incredible record of hitting the first ball of an innings for a boundary, whether it's a 4 or a 6. Of an over invariably. Maybe Shubman Gill might want to do that.
That strike rate you're talking about, 251, based on the first ball of Lona. It's ridiculous. Big Sharma.
He's got 200s. The keeper at the international level, Abhishek, time strike rate over 200. Gill on strike.
Little bit of width. Just died a fraction as it went through. Both captains, by the way, were quite happy. India quite happy to bat first.
Ruchira Panyaguruge of Sri Lanka is our standing umpire today, and he's got Ahmed Shah Pakteen from Afghanistan. Our TV umpire will be Ravindra Vimalasiri. And the fourth umpire, Asif Yaqub from Pakistan.
Good line length, nice work, running in, Tanzan, good to see.
Yeah, I like it. The thing to like about him is he just runs in straight away. There are no warm-up delivery. That last ball, you could see Gill almost giving respect in the way he played it. He was forced to defend. The first ball that he faced, it seemed like he wanted to hit a boundary with the first ball, trying to make up for his Punjab teammate. Look at that bounce, pace and deviation of the pitch as well.
Oh, he's found a little bit of an edge. Outside corner of the bat, in the air for a while. Square, coming back for two.
Just wonder what he's trying to do there, Shubman Gill, because it wasn't like he was trying to punch it. Just standing up. In the end, it was more of a kind for jab. Yes, it was, and very lucky that could have gone to hand. There were two fielders in that position. That rained. There is extra bounce. The mental note the man has made. It's a good looking pitch today.
Yeah, it looks nice. So it's coming on beautifully at the moment. And again, that's nicely bowled. Really good work from Tanzan. He's running in, he's giving everything. Phil Simmons, the coach of Bangladesh, wants him to play with some freedom out there today, enjoy the experience against India. They'll get plenty of support from their own supporters. Of course, India will get enormous support from theirs. And have some fun in the middle, he said. And if they get an opportunity, make sure you take full advantage of it. You get a gap, take it, and work with it.
This is such an impressive over. Impressive start for Tanzan.
Nice movement away as well. That's a good tone set of that first over. 3 for none. On the ball, Nasu. Left arm orthodox. Got a nice high arm action, Nasu. Oh, trying to swing at that. That's just a bit of an arm ball to start with.
Well, he had to do it. It was the first ball of the over.
He can't settle for one again.
There's some sense as well, because he looks to play the ball in the air, and it's a very sound method and thought behind it, because you've got just two fielders outside the circle.
Gets the full that time. Scamper through.
In fact, it's a lot more difficult hitting along the ground and getting those fours when you have so many people inside the circle. You just saw the lane, then it's a shot that he plays. Got his foot back in time.
Not totally sure they should have got a signal off that shot that was just played. Bit off, it's just sleepy a little bit. They'll be on their toes. They're going to be at their very best in the field today for Bangladesh.
The North Tuscan today, and Shariful as well for Bangladesh. So that great first over from Tanzan, where we saw pace, bounce, movement as well. They had one. I was bowling of that kind from one end, and the next end, the other end, you've got left arm spin to contend with. So you can just imagine what the batter has to deal with.
It's short to that time, a little bit flatter, an outside edge to that as he tried to get it over extra cover. It's trickled away and a fast outfield for 4.
This is the method we were talking about. This is a short to play delivery, and he doesn't like to get close to the ball. He stays back so that he can get under the ball and then trust his ball sense. You can see the legs are nowhere close to the line of the ball, but the intent is to just cash in the first 6 overs. Just 60% of the bat is good enough to get 4.
Oh, just past the ball at that time. Just past the bowler.
Got to say, so far good bowling from Bangladesh. You saw Abhishek charging, and Abhishek at the last minute was trying to bail out of this shot. The intent was to go over. Long on.
slip in position. It's straight a little bit leg side. End of his first over. 2 done, 10 for none.
Gemini, my skin's dry but sticky from the heat. What here could help?
I see a light hydrating essence. That'll be great.
Now this is legit.
Fit it, shut it, forget it.
Had to check out as he's running in. His first aim was really good.
That's not going to stop him from doing this. Now this is a proper matchup at this stage. They had the better of Abhishek Sharma. Talking about Tanzim here. Started off really impressively. India go unchanged. And Surya, interestingly, at the toss said that he would have liked to bat first, which is actually a risky thing to do here in Dubai, because when you bat second, you have just a huge advantage. Super 4 games, you have teams batting second at 1, both.
The ball move in. And going away a fraction. Going across the left-handed Abhishek Sharma. A little bit loose at the moment.
And I tell you what, the reason why he just had 10 runs on the board is not because the batters are doing anything improper or incorrect. It's just the quality of bowling. There are 4 changes. Just a reminder who's new here. Parvez Hussain in ball, Saifuddin Rishad Hussain, the left arm, I beg your pardon, the leg spinner, and Tanzim, the guy we're watching right now.
Last game that Rashad played, he picked up 2 for 18 off his 4. Nice, unfit. Isn't it? Oh, and Jack Ali's put him down. Not a normal keeper, of course, Jack Ali.
I was just getting this feeling that maybe they need to have a slip against Abhishek Sharma before this ball, because there's space. He's in a good rhythm. He's getting the ball to move around. Tough catch for the keeper. And gave his best. The captain. But this is sensational stuff from Tanzim.
Made a lot of ground. That would have been a brilliant catch had it been taken. Would have been one serious story had he picked him up again.
Tanzim. I should be saying not Tanzim. Here he is again.
Sweet drive, straight to the man next to cover.
This is actually good stuff. The Shubman Gill is a class player. Has had this unbelievable series in England. Surya Kumar Yadav will bat at number 3.
Looking stressed.
Yeah, Sanjay Samson is used at number 4 and 5. He's got 3 T20 international hundreds, all at number 1, opening the innings. So that is something India will have to work on sooner than later. But at the moment, all eyes on this guy, Tanzim.
Oh, that's picked up beautifully. There is a man out there on the balance. He stops it from going for 4. It's good work in the outfield. Sweetly picked up.
It was a great shot, but the fielder for a while was in business. It seemed like he was getting close to the ball. And the only reason that happened is we have a long boundary on the leg side today.
Tanzim certainly is charging it at the moment. Trying to bowl with a bit of extra pace against these 2 guys. He's going to have to bowl an extra delivery, I think, with a bit of extra pace as well, because he's overstepped there. He hasn't. The umpire had his arm out actually there, but he's obviously not decided against it.
Nice.
That's a little leg side. Maybe he's got both arms out this time. Yes, he does.
Yeah, the first ball that has been off target. We also, the first time, we're talking about Tanzim here in Asia Cup tournament in Sri Lanka. But you can see the obvious talent. You know, he's not one of your tall, strapping fast bowler like Tuskin. Very athletic. Great attitude, I think.
Really good energy, which was nice to see. Oh, that's superbly timed. Superbly timed. Slow delivery, just had to wait a fraction. Checked himself a little bit, drove it beautifully on that onside, and picking up 3 to retain the strike. 17 for none. Again. Advances down, just belts that one along the ground for 4. Terrific footwork, didn't go too far down, net it beautifully.
Yeah, great shot. It's a good ball. He stepped out in line of that delivery, goes right to the pin, so no question of hitting the ball in the air. You can see that he's got so close to the ball. The most sensible thing to do was to hit it along the ground, a scorcher.
Airborne, he's gone a long way with that one. That's a fine shot for half a dozen. Terrific stuff.
This time he didn't get to the pitch. And that's why he just went with the flow, which meant that the ball was going to be in the air. It sounded so sweet. Oh God, this guy, the aesthetics of his batting is great to watch.
So he got 10 off 2 balls now, the first 2 of the over. Using that just for one, to swap it over, give Abhishek a bit of a go.
Yeah, this is you could be supporting any team, but can't say that you're not enjoying this. Abhishek Sharma with his very unique approach to Punjab boys. Different approaches. What a shot that was.
Doubt that Gill's been the more controlled of the 2 so far. Abhishek hasn't quite hit his straps at this stage. May not take him long.
But theoretically, it's the left-hand batter who generally cashes in on the left-arm spinner.
Wonderful player, Shubman Gill. Red Bull captain, obviously, and doing a fine job as the skipper in the tests. Chopping that one down, again, just superb placement, and he's timed it well again. It's slowing up, it's a bit slow on that side of the ground. It's good running.
He'll do it wholly, Tohit Ridoy. Whether it's in the field or whether he's batting, he'll just give it everything. But Shubman Gill with that cut shot has shown that he can be equally punishing of the bat with just too much ability. Easy. When you look at Shubman Gill and the general Indian batting, just too much ability. For most opposition in this tournament.
Pleasing to watch. It's the dive into the swimming pool. Early dive from Ridoy. Just having a bit of a check right now, by the way, and see if there was a short run. Let's have a look. Is there something behind it? Yeah, there's something behind the line. I think he's okay. Looks like it's grounded. That's one end we can tick off. What about the other side as well? That ticked off? Yep, that looks fine as well. Watching that closer as he just puts that bat down. Good technique, both batsmen, the stretch and turn. Last ball, the over, 15 from it so far. 32 for none at the moment. He's decided to let it go as well. Has he hit it far enough? Yeah, he has. Certainly has. Joining the party as well. 6 to finish the over, 21 from it. 4 done, 38 for none.
A momentum shift in power play, 38 for no loss now.
फिर वो वाली फिटिंग्स नहीं चलेंगी, सिर्फ वो वाली चलेंगी.
So the first 2 overs 10 runs, the next 2 overs 28. Good evening, Adar.
Good evening, Ravi. Good evening, all. Just a couple of deliveries and they went all guns blazing. I was expecting. Oh, that is a beautiful shot. Look at that follow through. 84 meters for that distance. Lovely piece of timing. 4 changes, Ravi, for Bangladesh. No skipper. He's out with a side strain. And a drop catch doesn't really help the team scores.
That's up in the air. And goes the distance. And it doesn't take him long. Was just trying to hit the ball a little too hard in the first 2 overs. Now the rhythm's back. The ball sailing over the fence.
You're such a beautiful striker of the cricket ball. Youngster watching it, this is how you need to play. It's not a half volley, but any measure. But he's hitting it on the up, trusting his instinct and trusting the bounce. And it comes once again from the middle part of the bat.
Well, immediately mid-off, mid-on disappear to the boundary. Fine leg, third man come up. So the length has to be different. You get 2. In fact, mid-off had gone back in the ring. He's done that time and time again in this Asia Cup. He plays the field. You drop back long on, you keep it off up, he'll go over mid-off. And he chooses his spots, gets into position early. You mentioned 4 changes. You for it?
No. Because I thought maybe perhaps Taskin Ahmad and also Mahdi Hassan, the right-arm off spinner, with so many left-handers in the first 6 or 7, would have been a bit handy. Important for Chris to realize this is the sort of way you need to take the pace off the ball.
Not quite timing it. There's only a single. Now Jafar Ali, he's played over 282 games across formats, but never captained a side. So it'll be a challenge for him. Meanwhile, the balls have been disappearing over the fence. 14 sixes for Abhishek Sharma. But he went all guns blazing against Pakistan, Abhishek Sharma. He's hammered the bowling to all parts. He made it look easy. Didn't spare anyone.
So he started with the first ball, 6. Remember that 6 of Chinese shot really. And then he never looked back. Just kept on picking those boundaries at will. Treat to watch.
Now deep middle. Bongon comes up into the ring. And what does he do? Give himself room. And just slices it over third man to bring up the 50. Parvez Hussain, Rishad Hussain, Tanzim Hassan, and Saifullah. Mentioned about the starts, they've got all 3 previous games over 60 in power play. 2 clean strikes, this one down the ground. And that one, last ball of the previous over, that's helping it on its way. Field was up on the offside, smartly gives himself room. It's good anticipation of line, length as well. Mid-on, mid-off was up, he knew the bowler will go on the shorter side. Well, that's glorious. That is magnificent from Abhishek Sharma. This might have gone the distance as well. That went flat. But just the timing of his movements here, when he goes down the track, he doesn't give the bowler time to adjust. This is as good a shot as any we've seen today. Yes, it was full, but it was converted into a full toss by him dancing down the track. Chairs landing inside.
You know, the kind of pace that Mohammad Saifuddin bowls, he needs to get it right all the time. Otherwise, the batters will take him to the cleaners.
125.8 at that pace. He's happy to dance down the track.
Also playing his very first match of this edition of the Asia Cup, Mohammad Saifuddin. He's been a spectator, looking at how the boys have gone. He must have taken note, especially Abhishek, the way he has batted in this tournament. Again, an electrifying start for the Indians.
Clean as ball disappearing to the fence. There's the freedom at which he uses those long levers, a lovely bat swing. Gives him optimum timing and power.
Yeah, 2 wide, 2 full, asking for trouble. 17 in the previous over. Remember of Mustafizur Rahman, who's been excellent in terms of economy this year. Already a couple of boundaries in this over.
Four runs. The ball disappearing to all parts now in power play. 68 added.
And that's the problem for Bangladesh. You try to make 1 or 2 changes, which is okay, but then you try to ended up making 4 changes. Look at that delivery. He could have hit it anywhere. Look how short that is. Sits up nicely. He says, thank you very much. I'll pick up another boundary. So 3, and it's over already.
1 ball to go in power play. Four more runs. Finishes up with a boundary. 4 boundaries in that over. This is the highest for India in this tournament in power play. 72 for no loss after 6. Ball goes through. So nothing going right for Bangladesh at the moment.
And I think if you look at the combination of the Bangladesh team, they've not really given players to settle. We've seen Rishad Hussain in and out, didn't play the last match. So he's back in the attack. The first delivery, it's a wide one. Beautifully played. But a better effort surely would have saved them a couple of runs there. Saif Hassan in the lead. So not easy for the players to come in this team against such a strong lineup in terms of batting. So you're asking a little bit too much. And I'm going over to someone like Taskin Ahmed.
I agree, his experience would have been handy. Not that he would have been spared in this kind of mood. This should be taken an opportunity. And nicely taken in the deep. Just getting it on the toe of his back. So Bangladesh get the breakthrough. It's Gill who has to depart. And India once again off to a flyer.
Yeah, just probably a yard or 2 short of that distance would have gone for the maximum. But what I enjoy watching someone like Rishad Hussain is not afraid to toss the ball up to the batter, even though he was hit for a boundary in the very first delivery that he bowled. But he comes back strongly and takes the wicket off Shubman Gill. Caught in the deep at long off by Tanzim Hassan. He's gone for 29. Two left-handers in the middle, and then dropped Mahdi Hassan, the right arm off spinner. But he has done a really good strike rate. 4 times he's crossed his individual score of 50 or more.
For another half century? No, not yet. He's have to wait for another couple of runs. Shubman Gill, the man dismissed in the last over. Again, going for the big hit. Not quite getting it right. The last man to go. Nicely taken. In fact, he was dismissed in this over from Rishad Hussain, his first. But that will do his confidence a world of good. Never easy to come up against a batting lineup like this with the openers in terrific form. So 9 of the over and a wicket, 81 for 1.
Yeah, we are talking about an off-spin option because there are two left-handers, so that is the other option for Bangladesh. Ooh, that was pretty close to that off-stump. Saif Hassan and the attack.
Chance of a run out. The big man here to put the brakes on quickly. Shivam Dube. The round arm action puts that away for a single, another half century. His excellent run in this competition continues, his 4th in T20s and the 2nd back-to-back.
And the most impressive has been his strike rate. Look at that strike rate of 25. That means he's got a strike rate of 200. Incredible. Abhishek Sharma, another 50. It's only the 8th over. Nice round of applause from his teammates. Wonderful, wonderful knock.
You mentioned strike rate. His strike rate in 2025 is 203. So what he does, he gives a fantastic platform for the Indian middle order to take over once he's done his job.
And you can see the difference that when our spinner makes straight away. He's made an impact. He's only gone for 2 runs, 2 singles in this over. And he's not a frontline bowler, he's a part-timer.
It's excellent over. There's 2 conceded, 8 gone, 83 for 1.
Gemini, my skin's dry but sticky from the heat. What here could help?
I see a light hydrating essence that'll be great.
Now this is legit.
By Rudai. He gave Rishad his 2nd wicket in the 2nd over. 2 down 83 in the 9th. Dubey gone for 2.
Mounted up the order. Rishad Hussain doing a good job at the moment.
He is. He's been very impressive. Few times that I've seen him. What a career this man has had. Look at that strike rate, over 166, 21 50s, 400s.
Kind of begs the question then, Sonny, the reason for sending Shivam Dube in at number 3. I'm trying to work it out, but you look at the strike rates of Surya Kumar Yadav, Tilak Varma, 152, Sky up over 160, Dube at 130. What would have been the reason for sending him in at 3? Is it just to give him some time in the middle? We'll talk about that after we talk about that. Sailing out of the park.
Yeah, sitting with the turn after 14 deliveries, we get a boundary. We don't get a boundary, we get a 6. Abhishek Sharma is in tremendous form. Look at that backlift and look at that follow through. through. Look at that follow through. After the connection, look at that follow through. Right over the right shoulder, the follow through of the bat. And the only reason you asked me about today was that, yeah, to give him some batting time out in the middle. Quick one. In the tournament, we've had Surya Kumar Yadav getting a big score against Pakistan. He got 48 not out. So he's had some time out in the middle. Tilak Verma batted superbly against Pakistan the other day. Abhishek and Shubman Gill have had some good partnerships, good starts. And so therefore, at number 5, and even Samson batted a bit, which is the reason why I think Dubey was promoted. Normally, a right-hander gets out, a right-hander would have come in. But I think it's just to try and give him some, batting time out in the middle. But unfortunately, he didn't quite grab it.
Ends the 9th over, another 6-5. Push for 2, no.
He bowled a good tight over. Saif got give away just 2 runs in that first over.
Oh, he's been superb again, Abhishek. Such a clean striker of the ball. First 2 overs, only 10 without loss. India, then they produced 62 for none. The next 4 to post the power play, 19 for 2.
There it is in the slot, and he's unafraid to hit it. But look at his hitting range, it's straight. Then he moves down the pitch and gives himself a little bit of room so he can crash it over, bit off an extra cover. They're all cricketing shots when you look at it. There's nothing, no slogging involved. And even when he hits it over mid-wicket, he hits it with the turn, Abhishek Sharma.
It's the presence of mind to take note of the field, who's coming in, who's going out, where the gaps are, the ability to hit the ball leg side and offside when you're going down the pitch, not just looking one side of the ground. Sweeps hard. And nicely picked up by Rashad out on the boundary.
He can play the sweep anywhere. He can play the sweep in front of square, behind square. He can play it fine. The terrific, absolutely, probably the best player of the sweep shot in the T20 format.
Not many hit it harder, I don't think, Sonny. Like 3, 4, 5 yards wide, that goes for 4. It was travelling so quickly.
But I think the speciality or the peculiarity of the Dubai ground is near the boundary line, the outfield's heavy. So it sometimes slows down unless it's been really powerfully hit.
Quick one, past the outside edge. So at the 10 over mark, India batting first.